Well, hello and welcome to the stream. Let's go ahead and see what we can get into. We're going to do part two of the Ladies' Room Lions. This was an open Lions that came out in 1995 on July 21st, Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell.
And this, Your Honor, you haven't touched on something you need to mention about women's bathrooms. I don't believe there's extra time spent in front of the mirrors. This is from Vince Boulevard. Well, you're naive, Vince, but he does want to make a good point. Did you ever notice women seem to go into the bathroom pairs? It's true. This is especially noticeable at any athletic event, not stadium events, but little athletic events like girls softball and so forth. Girls go to the bathroom in pairs. Why? To gab. Women gab. Vince and Boulevard. Yeah, I think Vince makes a good point, but I think there's still extra mirror time. I mean, the original Faxer talked about a time and motion study. And, that I really believe that in any time motion study, ugly a thought as it might be, I think women just waste a lot of time and motion. And as Vince points out, they do go in pairs. It's like they can't go by themselves. They've got to have support. Go with somebody they know. I never have figured that one out either, but it's just one of the many mysteries about women. Maybe some woman would like to call and explain, or even try to explain, why women use the restroom in pairs. Why it's important for one. In fact, they'll ask each other, "You ready to go?" "Oh, yeah, let's go." Together they go, and they go. And we all know it takes time. So, I don't know that their complaints are all that valid. I mean, last night's program showed women in very long lines trying to get into the bathroom. Some of them looking very fidgety and nervous and anxious. And the men's room, available. And it's because, for men, the bathroom is not a place where you socialize. It's a place where you go to get a job done, and then you're out. Anyway, enough of that. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi. Art? Yes. Hi, this is Dennis. Hi, Dennis. Glad I got through. I want to talk about OJ. Okay. First of all, I'm enjoying watching it now. The DNA part was kind of boring, but now that this defensive case is sort of backfiring on, I'm enjoying it. But I guess I would translate that to mean you figure he's guilty. Yeah, I really do. I'm going to get your opinion on a couple things. First of all, did you hear that Governor Pete Wilson said that the other day he was going to introduce a law that would only require 10 out of 12 guilty verdicts to put someone in jail? There are a lot of people talking about that. I've even heard of simple majorities to that. Yeah. I think he may be onto something there. But I just wanted to get your opinion now. First of all, I want to say this about Pete Wilson. I don't much care for Pete Wilson. I find that while a lot of what he says I agree with, I see him as a big bandwagon jumper. I mean, whatever it is that's going by, it looks like it's going to be a wagon going to the White House. He's jumping on it. 187. Yeah. Affirmative action. Hey, the Republican convention is going to nominate somebody like Pete Wilson. Yeah. And I got promises left and right, raise taxes, all the things got George Bush knocked out of office. It's pro-life. Yeah. No way. Yeah. Hey, you have to retry OJ. Do you think that new law would take effect by then? They only had to have 10 out of 12? I think that Governor Wilson is anticipating a hung jury, and positioning himself to go that route accordingly. Yes, sir. Yeah. Did you hear that former juror Michael Knox? He was on Tom Snyder the other night, and he said that he thinks this jury is going to reach a verdict. I'm not sure I agree with that. How many former witnesses, jurors, have we heard from? Quite a few, 4 or 5. 5. And what would you say the scorecards been? Mixed. So then the result? Yeah, I know what you got. Not the way I feel. And where did you say you are? Yeah, Houston. That's right. All right. Thank you very much for the call. Yeah. So all it takes is one. Now, I'll tell you, I really do agree with Governor Wilson. But that doesn't make me want to jump on the governor's bandwagon because I really do view him as the bandwagon kind of guy. As a matter of fact, I am not excited about the next election, which now is 480 some odd days away, and of course it's well underway. The figures here on how much campaign money has been raised by the various candidates. And I don't know why. I'm not very excited about anybody just yet. I've interviewed several of them. I will interview several more of them. I would love to be President Clinton, actually. I wonder if I could do that. He probably wouldn't come on the show. I guess he doesn't like to put himself, but maybe he would. In a position where he gets hard questions. I mean, really hard questions. Because I could ask, I've got a lot of questions I can ask. You know, maybe I ought to try. I haven't even tried. I haven't even really thought about it until now. Mentally, I can sort of, I get this picture of some Serb general, probably back from the front lines, attacking one of the safe areas. And this blue helmeted messenger running up with NATO's latest warning. And the general yawning, pulling the big old cigar out of his mouth, receiving the latest warning, and putting it on this big pile entitled NATO Warnings. Maybe that's, I guess, a little cynical. It's been cynical. I bet it's close. So once again, this war, you attack us, and we're coming to the air big time. You believe us? On July 21st, 1995. Lots of time and motivation to complain about this obvious inequity. Last weekend, I desperately braved the stronger sex, invaded their designated territory, and stood guard, enabling a few of us to use public facilities and get back to the event that we all had paid for. We are not created equal in this regard, as any time and motion study would reveal. Frankly, I believe too many men think that we have a bathroom fixation. This is something to tease us about. Well, we aren't laughing anymore, so if any architects are out there listening, please change this or prepare for more invasions from women. with a more invasion. And there's 2020 no, they did. Absolutely right. This is even better. Now, is it racist to say it's a white guy and a black guy? Remember the black guy said he could have stopped the beating, but didn't. Remember? Yes, of course he did. And I didn't see the other. I'm not even sure they showed him. So, on the other hand, though, I have an issue with where he does show the other guy. So now it's not racist at all. And we now just discuss the issue here, which is I am terrified and get a guy to death with a pipe. And the issue is, should the families be financially responsible to the widow for what their offspring, whatever color they are, who cares? I mean, really, who cares? The issue is compensation and the rest of their life and that's going to get a husband. And I listened to a lot of whining from this kid, the one black kid, who said, oh, I'm going to get $150,000. I'll be working the rest of my life. So what? You know he's never going to do it anyway. And then there are other families, and they have some. There is the question. Operation Black Hole. You had. Oh, yes. How do I describe it? Please go. Yeah, yes, sir. And there's some things I guess that June is over. I guess we wait till December on whether Japan, Indian Ocean, going with a series of earthquakes, which are just talked about. The cycle ending, or at least coming back into the earth. Yeah, I'm interested to see
now that June is over, to look towards December and one last question. You had said something, I had heard something by this was a militia group in Montana, which talking about weather modification and even alluded to the fact that the UN had they had actually had some conferences in the mid-70s to this fact, and that they have the actual patent. Have you heard anything like this?
Yes, the Boutros weather machine. Sure, sir. Everybody knows about that. The Boutros by Gauzy weather machine. Shoot, that's old news. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
Don from Houston.
Okay, John, you're going to have to speak up like you mean it. Better get into that phone.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. I wanted to tell you that I downloaded the Roswell images the other day.
Yes, sir.
And they looked really sharp. I wanted to ask if you had inquired with somebody who's good with anatomy, look at those things and see if you could share any credibility on what those look like.
Yes, sir. I have a report from a pathologist. A report from a pathologist who, in English, who is sort of a stodgy, very meat-line-ish kind of pathologist. Who doesn't go, he kind of sits his neck out a little bit and seems to imply, although there's no way to know for sure, clearly what he saw does not appear human.
But anatomically plausible as a variation on the human form.
Well, he commented, for example, on the brain. In other words, he was able to see moving pictures that we have not yet seen. Where the exposed the brain and so forth. So he saw close-ups of some of the internal organs. And so he was able to comment as a pathologist. And he rather thought, I'll tell you, the story is beginning to grow. I understand a number of television stations are beginning to pick it up now. And Congressman Chip is getting involved and doesn't discount this. This is getting to be a really big story.
Yes, it certainly seems that way. Can we expect any further steps of these photographs to be implemented?
Inevitably.
Yes, so I look forward to that.
But it may be along that line. Thank you very much for the call. And again, we do have them available on our bulletin board, which is up 24 hours a day. You can get in. They're on the internet web. Our bulletin board number is area code 702-727-1709. 702-727-1709. And there is an entire new area entitled Roswell in there. It'll be flashing. And you simply choose that area. That's where you apply the photographs. Just wait till you see the processed, more detailed versions that I've got, which you will see soon, which will be published in our newsletter. All right, back to the phones we go. Wildcard line, you're on the air. That's true.
Another topic I wanted to plug Dr. Goldberg. I don't know if you remember having him on, but
So I thought the Bruce Goldberg on many times.
yeah. What are some of his takes that that was interested in and comment on these subjects? But one of them happened to be my one of the teachers, and I called him the next day and I left a message, and he was really sweet. He called me right back and his replacement and something extra. People not doing
He's a great guy, and it's a great subject. Dr. Bruce Goldberg lecturer and works in the field of past and future lives. I'm particularly intrigued at the concept of future lives. Obviously, reincarnation or a form of reincarnation, or just the way human happens to leave things are. They have indeed progressed people into future lives. Be freaky. Do you ever wonder whether we're really in control or just playing some great preordained play here on Earth? That while we think we have free will and free choice, all is actually preordained. And it is only our perception that we are following by choice a certain method. Don't think about that too hard. It'll drive you to the edge of madness. West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
Howdy. Oh, Art, this is Bill in Ready.
Yes, sir.
And you guys were talking about affirmative action yesterday.
Indeed, we were.
Can you define affirmative action?
Yes, I can. Affirmative action is when you give a preference to somebody because of sex or color, or you get, as in a hiring preference, or you hire them in order to meet a quota. Keyword, action. In other words, you do something as an employer, or as a school, or as an institution which favors somebody because of their sex or their race.
Well, what I was asking is the DMV is raising their weight fees and stuff, and it's all done on affirmative action. And the only thing I can figure for affirmative action is somebody says they're going to do something and they just do it. Is that about the breakdown of it?
No, I just gave you the definition, sir.
Well, then how do they raise the DMV fees just by saying that it's an affirmative action then?
Well, I suppose the very broadest sense of the phrase might include anybody who takes an action which is, in their estimation, affirmative. But in the more narrow sense that we talk about affirmative action, sir, it is a preference or a quota or an action because of somebody's sex or color. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I thought, but I thought I'd ask somebody else to see what they said on it.
All right, well, that's what I said on it, sir. Otherwise, I guess you could say we're raising taxes, and we consider it to be an affirmative action. Wild card line, you're on the air. Hi.
Hi. Hi, Bill. And turn on my radio yet.
Good for you.
I wanted to let you know I've been listening to you for about 2 years and a half. And I'm calling from Reno. Tonight.
Of course.
And I have some sad news. I'm no longer listening to you. And I'll tell you why.
Then how come you're calling?
Because, I'll tell you why.
That's a very affirmative action.
No, you turned me on to a, you didn't look at the 14 on the last movie. And, I find it more entertaining.
Well, it is entertaining.
I love it. And I'm hooked on it. And the reason why I'm listening to you tonight is because it sent off to, Secret to be modified.
Well, now that you told me all this, I'll just call Bob up and he'll never get it back.
Oh, I hope not. And I thank you so much. We've got some gold roses, and we set out absolutely fresh flowers with wild Canada and salmon. It's just been great. Now, I do listen to your first hour, and I do have my pastor listens to your program in the first hour. Wow. So, I've thought about possibly maybe 15 people out there listening to you. And now that I have this drug together, it's on your phone. Oh, good night.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm not sure how to react to that. It is true. Scammers are true, you know. I mean, find out what's going on in your community if you have the guts for it. Now, if you've ever listened to the police, for example, if you begin listening to the police, it's really gonna freak you out. I'm not kidding. You have no idea what's going on around you. And frankly, scanners are not good for everybody because maybe there are some things that you don't need to know, that you shouldn't know. That will just, as I said, it'll freak you out to know. The crime going on around you, you'll be suddenly aware and uneasy. So it is a mixed bag. But for those who like reality, it's really a trip. And I do love scanners. But it'd be really rude for me to be listening to a scanner, as well as illegal, while I'm on the air. On the wild card line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, this is Rick from Reno.
I have another Reno call.
Yes, you're very factory. I want to comment on that caller earlier. I mentioned that law in California allowed murder by 10 jurors.
Yes.
And, well, my understanding is it's already been killed in committee, but he had asked if it passed, could it be applied to OJ in a retrial? And my understanding of that is that anything along that line would be considered ex post facto, so he would still have to be tried according to the laws as they stand, at the time the crime was committed.
Interesting. I was more interested in sort of the political aspect of it. I've been watching Governor Wilson very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a real bandwagon kind of guy. And there's something about that bugs me.
Oh yeah. I've watched him because he jumped on any bandwagon. Polyclass thing. He decided to become tough on crime, and then.
Do you think there's any chance at all that he could be nominated by a Republican convention?
No, but I think there's an excellent chance he could get a vice presidential nomination.
Oh, you bet.
Bob Dole would get the nomination. He might decide, well, I need California.
Oh, you betcha. Look, whoever gets the Republican nomination needs California. Yeah, and so that's got to put him right up there at the top of the list. Now, given a choice, let's say Dole got the nod. Given a choice between Governor Wilson and Colin Powell,
yeah,
that'd be a hard choice.
Well, it's a no-brainer. It's Colin Powell, but I don't think he's interested.
Well, you say it's a no-brainer, but the election literally depends on California.
Yeah.
And if Clinton loses California, he loses the election. I mean, that's all there is to it. It's gone. It's history.
Yeah. I don't know if he can even win it with California. Hard to imagine a state he could carry right now, but you never know what's going to happen. Bob Dole is, he's not that inspiring.
I'm not inspired, frankly, yet, really at all. I hate to say that, but I'm not. I've not yet become excited. Maybe it's a little early. Listen, I've got to run. We've got a break coming up here. All of them, and I like Cap probably began best of the bunch, but still, I mean, I'm just. And why not? Why am I not excited? simple solution to the bathroom problem. Remove all of the mirrors. Okay. Well, that's not bad. I'll tell you what we could do. You could sure make a study, couldn't you? You have 2 ladies' rooms, and in one of them, you could remove all of the mirrors. And the other, you could leave them in. And then you could see, over a period of time, just like with little highway counters, how fast they go in and how fast they come out. Well, we could do something there. I am suspicious, and I think that our friend of the facts here a little while ago had it right, of women who go in pairs to the bathroom. Does any woman out there, wish to try to explain that to all the men out here? Probably not. From Bryn Mawr in San Francisco, same subject, bathrooms. I don't suppose you've thought of this, or maybe you have, but it's not as easy for women to perform, number one, as it is for a man. We have a lot of clothing to undo, generally, out for an evening function, and pantyhose off and so forth. Yeah, I know all that. The reason it takes longer for a woman to perform the same bodily function as a man is we have to get undressed. Believe me, crimping has nothing to do with it. Honest. I've had the occasion to be in bathrooms labeled for either or neither gender, men primp too. Oh yeah? Hardly. Bryn, if I could get away with unzipping one zipper to answer nature's call, I certainly would. Signed, Bryn. Well, look, I am allowing, and I do understand that women have clothing that men don't, that must be removed. Fine. Having said that, and even allowing for that, I'd be willing to wager you money that a time and motion study, as suggested by an earlier Paxer, would clearly show that women primp more, gab more. I mean, if not, then I want someone to call and explain to me why they go in pairs. Men don't do that, I guarantee you. Men don't do that. You never turn around, hey, Joe, you ready to go? Well, yeah. Well, not yet. No, let's wait a while. Well, I can't. Well, okay, then we'll go. Never. I guarantee. There's never a conversation like that between men. Never. Why is there among women? East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Yeah, you ever heard of stories about aliens from outlaws from the West, like William Bobby, a.k.a. Billy Kid, or...
I've heard of Billy Kid. Yeah, your phone sounds terrible, so what kind of phone are you on?
Listen, I'm calling back. This is that 1995 phone with the only phone that I bought. I told you about.
So I didn't like it last time either. You've got to get yourself a new phone, sir.
Have you seen the time-lapse pictures of Billy Kid?
Have I seen the what pictures?
Time-lapse.
Time-lapse?
Still photos.
No. Well, I mean, in my life, I suppose I have, yeah.
Well, let's see the interesting.
All right, sir, thank you. But your phone is, you got to get a better phone. You're all muffled and you're hard to hear, and you need a new phone. Don't buy cheap phones. I'm telling you, people, don't buy cheap phones. Now, maybe it's cool with him because he can listen to me. He doesn't have to listen to himself. The rest of us have to listen to that muffled phone. Wildcard line, you're on the air.
Hi there, it's Mickey in Belltown.
Hi, Mickey.
How is Arturo this morning?
Reasonably well, thank you.
Well, I have been wondering how the lack of courtesy and respect might be affecting young people and crime in general.
Well, why do you wonder about it? It's obvious.
Well, it is obvious. And I'm disturbed because I hear one example, I never hear any of your callers, except myself, refer to the president as president.
I call the president.
Well, it's Bill or,
Hillary or... Yeah, but you know, look, if this is nothing new, if you don't like the president, then you don't give him respect. And I remember, for years, they said that chief actor, that
No.
Yes, they
Listen,
did.
no. Listen, you know I'm a liberal.
That second-rate actor. Don't you remember people call him the second-rate actor? Come on.
Listen, at that time, call-in programs were almost all hosted by liberals.
I was doing a call-in program then.
Well, I didn't get you at that time.
Well, but I'm telling you the way it was, and I'm telling you what liberals came on and called Ronald Reagan everything in the book.
Well, I never heard it, but I know that I personally, and none of my liberal friends personally, ever did that. I just think that
You never said a disparaging word about Ronald Reagan.
You can criticize a person's actions without disrespecting the office.
You never heard the phrase the Teflon president, huh?
I don't think that's disrespectful. I think that shows they thought he was artful. And he was.
Well, okay, so if the Teflon president means an artful president, then Slick Willie means an artful President Clinton.
Yes, but...
Very artful.
Well, in the field of politics, both of them, certainly Reagan was, and Bill is, whether you like it or not.
I even object to the use of their two names in the same sentence.
Bless your heart.
I'll see you later. Yes, the Teflon president, why? That's just referring to an artful man. Finally, a phrase that she had at least heard. So then, Bill is, no doubt, particularly artful, isn't he? Slick Willie. Slick Willie. It's just a way of playing the man of conflict, saying how adept he is at the world of political intrigue and dodging and the ability to answer any question put to him with no sort of answer at all. That's Slick. Artful. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
Hey, Art. Hello. Mr. Jim, Christmas Alabama again.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing tonight?
Fine.
That's good. Listen, I hadn't heard you tell me about your book. How's your book coming along?
Well, it's a secret.
It's a secret.
Yeah, it's going along fine.
What kind of cover you going to have?
It is being specifically designed for the book by a man, a commercial artist, who did live in Tennessee and now lives in Las Vegas. And he sent me a portrait caricature as a present. And the publishers who are publishing my book came to visit me about a month ago or more. And they saw this and they said, my God, what a wonderful book cover.
Yeah, listen, I have to come out there. Like you might be interested in putting on the road. Why about you and your wife and your kids?
Well,
the time of Lord Mayor.
Well, you know, that's...
I like to see cats.
Well, you're going to see them. There'll be photographs of my cats in there.
Oh, are they?
Oh, come on. Now, when I write a book,
I don't know. I got a lady that lives next door to me. She got about 15 or 20 cats.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's a cat lover. Yeah. And those are well-behaved cats. You get what I'm saying?
All of them?
Yes, sir. They don't never. I got a bass boat out in the back, and I have cats like this and stuff. They don't even get my boat. And she adores them. You know what I'm saying? When she had a little bitty baby, you can hear them over there going, yeah. If I was him all the way across the yard.
If I was a cat, I wouldn't get in the boat either. I mean, the only thing around you then is water. All right. Well, thank you very much for the call. Of course, Mike. As a matter of fact, I have got some of the best. I'm holding back all the good stuff, you know, from my book. Can you blame me? The really good stuff I'm holding back. I've got a picture of my 17-pounder actually smiling. It is a gosh darndest cat picture you've ever seen in here. It's a close-up of his face, and he's smiling. There's an actual cat smile on his face. There'll be photographs of Shadow, my new cat, who is the most lovable cat I have ever seen in my whole life. She wants to make friends with my new cat so badly. She comes up and she does things like lick his face. What does it do? It just ticks him off. He's been in a foul, spitty mood ever since she showed up, and she pushes him around. It becomes embarrassing. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hi.
Yes, my name is Arthur.
Your name is Arthur? Right. What a fine name that is. Where are you?
We're up here in Prescott, Maine.
Prescott, Maine.
Right.
Well, I'm sure glad to have you on the show.
And I was wondering, have you ever talked about
Has your weather this year been what you would call normal or weird?
Sort of weird. It's really dry. Yeah, we usually get a little bit more precipitation, but this year it's awfully dry. And just like yesterday, we got a little bit of rain.
Anyway,
So, where are you located there?
well, I just finished talking about that. I'm located in my own home.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, how about that? I do my show from home. Isn't that cool?
Boy, you don't have travel very far, do you? That'd be nice.
It is. I used to have to drive 120 miles a day. Okay, so it was a pretty serious change when I got to do it from home. Now it's about 20 feet.
Okay, another quick question. How long have you been having this show?
About a decade.
Or decades? Yeah. Because there used to be other shows on here. I just started hearing your program over the last couple of weeks.
Well, that's because we're beginning to take over. We own kind of. Thank you very much for the call. Okay. You see, it's true, a lot of people who are hearing this program are doing so nearly for the first time because we're spreading now in the East so quickly. It's really almost frightening. It's 192 affiliates, I think, right now. We're going to be celebrating 200 very quickly. And we have become the preeminent all-night show in America, simply, truthfully, and pleasantly. I like it, but I don't think about it. I've been doing this show for 10 years. It used to be called, originally, when it was on KWN, that was the Seed Pod station, the alma mater, however you want to put it. It used to be called West Coast AM. Then it syndicated. Then the syndication took off. And now, anyway, I try not to think about that a lot because it makes me nervous. First time caller, you're on the air.
Hi, Art Bob from Illinois.
Hi, Bob.
Just a comment about Mr. Clinton. I don't have the audio clips from the 6 o'clock news, but bear with me. I think this will ring a bell. Remember shortly after Oklahoma, the president said in a nationwide broadcast that no American has the right to criticize any federal law enforcement official. Remember anything like that? Media didn't play it up as big as they should, but he was basically telling us we didn't have any right to free speech or to criticize our government.
I recall something, I don't know if that was the exact context.
It was very, very, very close to what I just described. And of course, now he is on the television the last several days haranguing against the good old boys in this FBI weekend, scandal kind of thing. Criticizing the federal, whoever they were, criticizing the federal officials.
Well, actually, I thought the criticism was rather muted because she said that anybody behaving that way should go find another job. I mean, that was the biggest sort of downside to that sort of behavior that he seemed to talk about. I mean, go find another job. Anybody else thrown in jail for 10 years.
He knows about apparent behavior and how, if you get away with it as governor, you ought to be able to get away with it as president, and so you go find another job. The other concern I have is that I'm convinced that there's a lot of fish regarding Vince Foster and Whitewater and everything else, but my concern is if we find that and get rid of Clinton, per chance, then the Democrats might come up with somebody respectable to run. And I'm not sure the Republicans have anybody. I mean, I'm very Republican, but I'm not impressed with the Republican deal. and I'm concerned about what's going to happen when I leave there.
There's some good men there, but I'm not excited yet. You're on a portable phone.
And I apologize, that's all I've got. You don't like them, so.
All right, well, I appreciate the call, sir. I'm just careful. I can just tell by the hum. Which is why you should buy the Troquet, so you don't have that rotten hum. And then if the neighbors aren't, well, of course, you've got other problems, because then it'll be what's called a carrier interference, and it really sounds awful to the degree that you can't even hear who you're talking to sometimes. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello.
Hello,
Hi.
okay, got the radio off.
All good. Where are you?
We're up in Washington.
Way up in Washington.
Yeah, we're up in Washington.
Okay.
And I don't want to upset you or nothing, but this is an alien friend.
You're an
I
alien?
called because I have an answer to your question that you asked about a female.
Sound like a young female alien.
First off, I love President Reagan. I think in my book that he was the best president that ever was. And I didn't vote the last night's garbage. Anyway, the reason why girls go to the bathroom in pairs, and sometimes even more than pairs,
Yes.
is it's hard for us to go to the bathroom. We know that we're social, we're together in a group.
Why would you?
Run alone because I've got my grass and hurt you.
On the way to the bathroom.
On the way to the bathroom. Nothing's safe on this earth. That's why we have not got forth our craft. We are scared of these people.
But women were going arguably together to the bathroom in pairs or in four, as you put it, even before, I mean, when I was young.
Correct.
So,
Your mother not ever tell your sister that if you ever go out, make sure you go out if we're dating already. And if you go to the restroom or to the other place, make sure you go in bed. Didn't your mother ever say that to your sister?
I wouldn't have any idea.
You have no sister?
I have two sisters, but I would not have been part of any conversation.
I guess that in this day of time, we females speak about things more openly than we did in those days of time.
All right, well, from an alien and a young one at that, there's an apparent answer. I don't know if I believe that. Fear. Really, fear. Is that it? Afraid to go to the bathroom? Come on, I don't believe that. At fairly prestigious events, where though the line may be long, it's safe. No, I don't think I find that. There's more to it than that. There's a social thing about it, I suspect. Something about it. Some social interaction that only can occur when two ladies go to the restroom together. So I'm not buying the safety thing. First time caller line, you're on the air.
Bitchin'. Hi, Art. How you doing?
Bitch.
Glad to talk to you.
Well, glad you're here. Where are you calling from?
I'm from Medford, Oregon.
Medford, KOTE.
Yes, sir. And the weather's gorgeous. It's cool and breezy and thundery and lightning.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I understood there was a storm, I guess, what was it, to the north of you? That really was producing quite a show of lightning.
Yes, it was spectacular. Quite enjoyable. I hope my phone isn't too bad.
This phone sounds good.
Oh, good. It's affordable. A couple comments on the Waco thing. Discussions. And my observations are that there's such a polarization. And it annoys me and concerns me. And it's so obvious. You'll never see this on the evening news, obviously. But it's incredible that they can get anything done on either side with the bickering and such. But I think some good things will come out of it. And there is a flag in that room, and maybe you can help me with it. That American flag has a gold or yellow fringe around it, and I don't understand that.
It's a secret. It's actually an Admiralty flag, sir. It's nothing unusual.
Okay, I just wondered. I was curious. All right. I wasn't trying to start any speculation or anything. Hey, thanks for the opportunity.
All right, I'll see you later. Yeah, that's an old one on talk radio. What's the fringe? My God, it can't be American. I do indeed love radio. I'm going to be writing a lot about behind the scenes in the book. I haven't mentioned the book a lot lately, but I'm definitely deeply into it now, and there's going to be a whole lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. So much so that it may be important that I die shortly after it's published. So I have determined I'm going to tell all. Will it be kiss and tell? You will have to wait and see. We'll be back. What's going on?
No, affirmative action is not going to benefit the Republicans. It's going to benefit the Democrats.
And what I'm wondering about is, how do you have the action part of the economy without some of those?
Well, the thing of it is,
Now explain that, come on.
well, no, it's a difficult issue, but here's
Well,
the
you
thing.
think impossible, actually. So,
Yeah,
in other
here's
words,
the thing.
what the president said is impossible.
There's other elements of concern besides cars and what have you. American people think this is race beating. If you divide the country,
People think that it's racist, is what they think.
no, if you divide this country along those lines, there could be serious social problems ahead.
Riots.
It's the attitudes, it's the mentality that a lot of people have, minorities and what have you. They think they're being treated unfair.
You mean like no preference, no peace?
Well, some people feel that way, not most people.
That's really what you're saying.
Now, the fact of the matter is, and they did another poll, between Clinton and Dole, and they asked who could handle affirmative action better. 44% said Clinton, only 36% Dole. So I don't think Dole is going to make it
I would consider that a badge of honor for Bob Dole.
Well, here's the thing. I think what's happening here is that Clinton and the Democrats are stealing issues from the Republicans.
Well, they are, yeah, sure.
That they're turning them around, and the Republicans are getting a backlash.
Well, what's actually happening is not Democrats, because they're not really with Clinton here. He's beginning to run against his own party.
Well, he's running in the center where the mainstream is, and that's very intelligent.
Which is not where his party is.
Here's what happened. The Republicans abandoned the center. They left the center. So Clinton said, hey, there's an opening there, and I might as well be the guy to take it. And the Republicans are still staying way out there far right.
I will admit, Bill Clinton has never feared to voyage to any political location where he would gain personal popularity.
And as far as that, how about that 14-year-old girl? Wasn't that the best strategy the Democrats have ever used? She was a surprise witness. The Republicans had no idea that the Democrats were going to bring her up on the first day.
Yes, that was very good.
They turned the Waco hearings right around. Right now, the Republicans are in big trouble because of the NRA and that girl's testimony. Now, it was proven that the NRA is part of the Republican investigation on Waco. And the people can't stand the NRA. About 80% of the people think they are extremists. And so the Republicans, this whole investigation that the Republicans tried to carry out to hurt Clinton is backfired on them.
Well, aren't you proud, Don, that you were able to take what should be an investigation to get to the truth about a serious matter why 80 people died, including a lot of children, Don, and divert attention from the truth? Yeah, it's really something to be proud of, Doc. I hope you're really proud of that. You obviously are. Because you don't care about the truth. All you care is about the politics. You really are a walker's walk, and you belong in the White House. If the president does. First time caller line, you're on the air.
How you doing?
I'm doing.
I think that what Don said is such crap.
Well, yeah, of course it is.
I mean, I don't know. I'm 24 years old, and I'm just really sick and tired of hearing all this crap. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. I'm so mad.
That was much crap. He couldn't identify, couldn't even begin to identify what affirmative action is if it's not quotas and racism. He just sort of skipped over it.
What is it? I am not that stupid. You know, and I don't know anybody.
Well, no. Maybe not your friends, but maybe enough to cause a re-election of Bill Clinton. Don't discount that.
Well, you know, I don't know what this world is coming to. It really scares me. You know, it really honestly scares me. I don't know what to think.
Well, before it goes to completely to hell, sir, you can always fall and die.
Well, I'm going to do all I can to make sure that, at least mine is secure. You know what I mean?
I do, and that's all you can do in all probability. You can take some global or national action, but the majority of what you can do is right there at home.
And that's where it starts.
You got it. Thanks for the call. That caller is exactly right. Exactly right. Wildcard line, you're on the air.
Is it Al?
Yeah, this is Al.
Yeah. You know what? I want to make comment to you about your book. You're writing a book. Before I get to that real quick, there was a guy about a week ago. He called me. Would you agree that people's voices are very similar to fingerprints, almost maybe not as detailed, but yet?
I would, yes. I have a very good memory for voice.
Exactly. And it's very obvious, I think, myself too, but as far as what I hear, people's criticism of voices. A guy called me asking if he was confused about no one who called him before. And throughout the jury, that wasn't caller's real name, was called. He made a comment that this guy sounded like a cartoonist. Wrote you up in that cartoon? He said that
Henson.
He thought he heard that guy call. And he was right. There was a guy who sounded exactly like that.
Look, I don't doubt it for a second. I'll bet you Benson listens to my show. I bet he's out there right this minute.
It may have been a brother. But somebody very close to him, that's not him, was calling you. And you could tell by the way he pronounced his words and the way he spoke. But I don't think you picked up on that one necessarily. Maybe I don't remember the show.
Benson specializes in the distasteful. You know, I saw he did a cartoon on priests and child abuse. It was truly disgusting.
I got to bring that one up. Don't let you do that. As far as your book, write the book, I'll do it again to make it look like a real fat picture. What you want to do is just write up one side of the page and stick in there about 100 pictures. And I might even give myself as long as that. I want to go in up the top of your head. I'd like to see it. There's the top of my head. Yeah, you know, so, don't call me or don't call me Antichrist, though.
Well, you wouldn't be able to. I mean, I'd have to shake my head to prove that.
It's kind of part of it.
Well, yeah, then they'd all say, well, you put it in a place where the numbers were.
I guess you're kind of.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much for the call. Yeah, there was some guy thought I was the Antichrist. Really, seriously thought I was the Antichrist. imagine one day, your hairline starts receding, and you see a little something there, a little number, and you part the number, and you pull a little more of your hair back. There it is. 3/6 on your receding forehead, or actually your scalp. But you don't learn until you get, say, into your mid-40s or early 50s, where your hairline is, my hair has not receded, by the way, I've got more hair. But I mean, a lot of them have receding hairlines. And all of a sudden it recedes to the point where you begin to see the number. Ooh, wouldn't that be something? Used to the Rockies, you're on the air.
I saw that young man that called. Sounds very strange. And I like to see the young people like that in Washington, after they did some heavy reading on, like, the CFR and, Tyler and that.
You actually like to see him go and join the CFR?
No, you hear me? I said I'd like to see him.
Well, maybe after they read about the CFR, they would decide they liked it. And one world, and one government, and one everything sounds good. And they'd like to be part of that. So that's
you can see that what the CFR is all about. Anyway,
they try to junior CFR club.
Let me tell you really important. Okay. First I had two things. Here's the man that sang you the song. That was the little drummer boy song. The Christmas church song.
I know what it was. Okay. But it made fun of the name of my town, and I didn't take it well.
He was trying to compliment you, but anyway, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, I do have a guest who's knowledgeable about ELF ways. Electromagnetic weather control. Who can explain to us how waves can be controlled?
Well, we need a guest. I know exactly how it's done. We don't need a guest tonight.
Well, I would like to know how it's done.
I got a little knob over here. I'll tell you, boy, when I turn it. Huh. Thunderstorms? What do you want? Dry weather? You want a big collision of a high-pressure and low-pressure system and tornadoes? I got down to such fine degree that I can actually predict where the tornado box they're going to be drawing the next day is going to be. Now that's control. Magnetically, RF. RF in combination with rotating magnetics. We can put it right down. Call it to the degrees and seconds. Wildcard line, you're on the air. Hello?
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 Who's that?
Probably.
This is my call to Billings, Montana.
Billings, Montana.
Yes, about to live in Clinton, Montana.
Yes, do you have an admission to make, or?
No.
No?
I don't know, except that have someone to witness. And,
Did you say you do have to have someone?
No, I don't.
Well, but many women do.
Yeah, that's true.
So why?
I have no idea.
Since you're not part of it.
No. But, one thing,
You got a very bad line.
I know. In the bathroom, there's only so many things. And, it takes a long time to please do the line that way.
Yes, all right. Well, I'm going to leave the line because it's really all this crackling and crunching and you should call the phone now that you tell them to get out there. The sound you just heard, that kind of whining sound, is usually produced by some sort of resistance, frequently water. So a lot of times the sound you just heard means you've got water in your lines. And we need to have some coming out. They need to come take a look at it. Anyway, so she was an individual denied pairing with other women. But we all know, most men know that most women do it. So what do I get the exceptions? Anybody out there want to admit it and tell why?